Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 300 of the On Air Advocate. Where at the On Air Advocate, we provide education, advocacy, and supportive services for special needs parents, caregivers, and those with different abilities and complex medical conditions. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Tammy Flynn, and I'm the host and producer of the On Air Advocate. And I am super excited if you are here joining us this Friday morning or whether you are catching this on the replay. Now, as always, if you think any of the content today that we are talking about could be helpful for anyone in your network or your circle, please hit the share button and share the love with others. Well, if you guys have been following along this last couple of weeks, you know that we are deep into our transition series, but today actually we're wrapping up our live series. And I am so excited to be wrapping that up with the ladies from the Igrow program from Texas A&M. Today I have with me Meagan Orsag. She is the Director of Rural Programs at Texas A&M, and Angela Griffin, who is the Program Coordinator for Igrow. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you. We're so happy to be here.
Yes, and I'm so excited to learn about the whole Igrow program and what that is about, how it started, all of that. But before we dive into that, this is the first time you ladies have ever been on the show. So I'd love for you both to just give a little bit of your background and share with the audience.
Yeah, I'll go first. Again, my name's Dr. Meagan Orsag, and I am the Director of Rural Programs with the Center on Disability and Development with Texas A&M. And I've been with this center since 2014, where I've worked with the postsecondary program, and I've also been the Associate Director there. And given some feedback from our state, there was an interest in working with rural communities. And so I jumped on that opportunity. And so I'm so excited to be able to have more of a focus in rural communities. So I'll hand it over to Angela.
Okay. Hi, Angela Griffin, and I'm the program coordinator for Igrow. My background is education. I was an educator for 22 years, and I've done everything from teaching kindergarten to I was a drill team director at one time. I've run, I was a health education specialist as well. I've also been a patient educator in hospitals. So I've had pretty broad background in education. And now I'm coordinating Igrow, and I absolutely love it.
Wonderful. And like I said, I'm so excited to learn about the Igrow program. And when did the Igrow program launch, or, when was its starting date, or is it just starting?
Good question. So the conversations for Igrow actually started around 2018. When we were learning from some rural communities that they felt that there was a lack of support from agencies, universities, and other groups. They felt that there was not a connection with resources, and they didn't have that same access that other people had in the urban and the suburban areas. And so following that, our center was part of a capacity building project where we went all over Texas, and we started to talk to transition professionals, both in education and vocational rehabilitation. And we started to learn that the same conversations were happening all across the state of Texas. And so this led us to the work of Igrow. And so our very first cohort started in the spring of 2022.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And take me through the program a bit, and how does it work?
Sure. Do you want to take this one, or do you want me to do it?
I'll take it. So basically, it starts in the school. So we have a curriculum that is followed. We choose our students for the program, and through their school, with their teacher, with their educator, they're given the curriculum for Igrow, and that goes throughout the year. And then it basically leads them towards a summer work program where they actually, after they have gone in and done some career exploration, we try to match them with jobs that will go into that field and give them some real life experience using the things that they've learned throughout the school year.
And what are some of those things that are in the curriculum? So someone's listening today, they might think Igrow, so it probably has to do with some type of farming or agriculture, those types of things. What is inside of that curriculum that the kids are learning?
Oh, that's a great question. And although we are in rural communities and they focus on the farming and ranching, careers, but we also wanted to open up to let the students see that there is a wide variety of different careers that may be housed in the rural communities, but given the online access, that there's so many other opportunities. And so the students are using a curriculum called Next Up Transition. And so this covers from professionalism to independent living, social skills, and then again, those independent living skills. They learn how to build resumes. We do job exploration. So there is a wide variety of courses that these students have access to. And then with the career exploration, we look not only what is local to the students, but what are some of those virtual experiences they might have, or where might we go visit with the students? For example, we had a student this summer who was interested in being an electrician and welding, and we were able to partner him with a company that was based in the rural community, but they also went out to the urban cities to conduct their work. So he had an opportunity to travel with them to experience it in work in the big city.
Oh, wow. And what age group does this start with?
I'll take that. Sure. So it's 14 to 22 years old. So we're starting with actually a prep semester in 8th grade. In the springtime, where they actually get to have some experience and they have a career exploration class that they do already. And so they're given the next training as well. And then in high school, we'll start them with they begin a cohort their freshman year, and it's a 4-year program that they'll follow throughout.
Okay. And how does a student become involved with this? I mean, because obviously listening to it, a lot of people would want to, I'm saying a lot of young adults would love to be involved in this. So how many young individuals do you take per year, and how do they get into the program?
That's a question. So we work with some school leads. And so with the project, our hope is that we're going to make some systemic changes as well. And so we've brought vocational rehabilitation in as a leadership team, and also the schools as a leadership team. And so part of the project is we identify a school lead. And what they do is they help us identify students who might be a good fit for the program, and they invite them into the opportunity. And if the families are interested in the opportunity, then they begin the process of connecting them to vocational rehabilitation and to our project. And so that is how the initial identification of students occurs.
Okay, so they actually go through the application process for the Department of Vocational Rehabilitation.
Correct. Yes.
They go through that. And are they able to initiate and start that, excuse me, at the age of 14?
Yes.
In Texas?
They are. Yes.
Okay, that's great. And so you were saying, so is this year the first year that you'll have a graduating class that has gone through the whole program?
This is the first. So this year we started identifying students in the fall of 2021, and those students began their curriculum in the spring of 2022. And then we started with 19 students, and then 14 students went on to job placements within 12 businesses in the local community.
Okay.
And they worked a total of 757 hours, and they earned $7,520.
Oh my gosh.
And follow them around. Yes.
And since that point, have some of those young adults been taken on as regular, like paid employed work, not just in like this program, like outside of that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the businesses were expected to support a student for 5 weeks, and this is what they did. The businesses have been asking for the students to come back, and we've even had more businesses ask to be part of this program. And so some of the businesses are asking for the same student part of it. It's up to the families and the VR counselors if they wanted to continue with that, or if they felt like they wanted to come back to school and wait for that opportunity when they didn't have the sports or other school obligations during the school year.
Right. Wow. That is great success. You guys must be extremely, extremely happy with that.
Yes, we're so thrilled and honored that the businesses that are local and our employers wanted to work with the program and work with the students. And we had 12 that wanted to work with the 4 students. And so it was great because the students were, we do person-centered planning with the students. So we were able to identify what the student was interested in. And then we paired them with a business that would be able to best meet that need. So to have 12 businesses in a local community was wonderful.
Yes. And now with that, with that going so well and success in that area, do you find that it's easier now as you guys are talking to more businesses to get them on board and involved?
Oh, absolutely. They are excited about it. We've had a lot of feedback through social media. People are following us, wanting to know more about the program. And we've had a lot of inquiries from businesses that are really excited to get involved. So the more businesses we have, the more choices the kids have, and lots more career exploration. It's really exciting.
Yes. And then, looking at, this program as a whole, what do you think makes this different than so many other, I guess, transitional programs as young adults start to phase out of, high school and beyond? There is a transition process in all schools that start around the age of 14 years old and looking at things. What do you think makes this iGrow program so unique in the sense of the different pieces it puts together?
Again, another great question. I think, obviously our focus on rural communities, I think sets us apart in that we are really wanting to focus on the small schools and the rural schools.
Yes.
But I do feel what a parent presentation, and we called it the secret sauce. And what that is we really believe in a team effort. We know that not one group can do everything. And so what we're really trying to do is to instill some systemic change. And so these school professionals know how to identify the students and then get them connected with vocational rehabilitation. We have businesses who understand that working with people with disabilities is a really awesome opportunity, and we support them in doing. We bring people together 2 to 3 times a year in a community to talk about this and to give them an opportunity to share their experiences and what they like to see. So we've really approached this as a team effort, and we keep calling this the Igrow Family. And so I think that that's really what sets us apart from other transition programs, is that we really make this a team effort to support the students. And again, we believe in person-centered planning, and that's a really large focus of this program. And part of that is relation map building. And my hope is that these students will be able to identify different people in the community that are part of their relationship and their support system on their relationship map. And so we're hoping to see that grow, for lack of a better word, as they move through the program.
Well, this is so exciting. And I myself live in a rural community. And so knowing the struggles, we're in Wisconsin, and knowing the struggles that there just isn't as many things that are accessible, and tons of small, just, local businesses and whatnot, that programming like this is so needed. And I am really excited that you guys have kind of launched this and taken the start. So that's super exciting. Before we wrap up today, is there anything about the program or anything that I missed that you would love the audience to know before we log off?
Oh, I guess what I would love them to know is how Dr. Orsag has written this program. It's really just a truly collaborative effort. It really involves the whole community, and includes VR also. And it really brings them into the conversation. I think sometimes it's really hard to see those connections. I don't think people always know where to go and who they're supposed to go to for help. And so it's the way it's been done, and the way she's really helped build these relationships. People are starting to get to know who is there to help them, who is where these services are. And she's created relationships with people. It's been really, really awesome to see. Another thing I really have enjoyed about it so far is, I think of one example. One of my favorites is a student that she wants to go into baking. She wants to be a baker. And so we had a wonderful person who has a small business, and she came in and took her on, and it wasn't just about making cupcakes. She helped her build a website. She helped her. She learned how to take orders from customers. She learned customer service, learned about, all aspects of the business. So these kids are getting real experience. And I think it's really going to drive their next few years as they try to figure out what they want to do beyond school.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, this is awesome what you guys are doing. I'm so excited for it. And I hope that others that are listening to the show today and to the podcast also think about it for their communities, you know? And so if it's not something integrated that way, I hope that you guys are, you know, kind of the leaders in that to show that there's also a different path. Because I know working with our schools and the transition program we have, yes, we incorporate in that transition knowing about the DVR and knowing about businesses and what those opportunities are, but really collaboratively bringing them together, having somebody navigating businesses that actively are saying, hey, I want to be involved. I want to be a part of this, I think is so important with all of this. So great work, ladies. Thank you guys so much for spending this Friday morning, especially on a holiday weekend.
Thank you so much for your time.
You guys are welcome. And for everybody who tuned in this morning and are listening, thank you so much for tuning in. And we will see you guys in the next few weeks. But thanks so much. And thank you for being a part of our transition series.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
Okay, you too. Thanks, ladies. Bye-bye.